How do you describe Joe Hart the player as Joe Hart the pundit?
Young, I just saw someone raw, mega passionate, very aggressive goalkeeper who wanted to make big saves, who wanted to be there for his team, who absolutely loved every minute of it, would never back down. The one I saw later on was far more pragmatic, very organised, just put himself in the best position to make it as difficult as he possibly could. I'd see a goalkeeper who was constantly analysing and making decisions, whereas a younger one, I just saw someone who was just raw and just absolutely loved it. And I loved both those versions, and you know, neither of them were anywhere near perfect, but I would enjoy analysing both of them.
What do you want your gloves to feel like?
It's a feeling, and I feel it as soon as you mention it. I'm pushing them back into my hands. I want them to surround my hand. I want them to feel, I don't want to feel any excess. I don't need any excess. I want the latex to be white. I want it to be clean. And I want to be pushing that glove, constantly pushing that glove into my hand. And I want it to almost feel like a second skin, but I also really love the right thickness of latex to make it feel like a goalkeeper glove as well.
And Joe. Shade, mate, superb.
What's it like when you put those gloves on and there's just something missing?
You've already put a pin in me saying that. It's what makes me tick, and it's what I know straight away. I would never. It's not like a pair of boots where you put a pair of boots on. It could be a totally different feeling from putting the boot on to 4 sessions in, going right. This boot feels right, or it doesn't feel right. You know, especially as a pro athlete with tools. Like my gloves are my tools and my trade, and I'm an expert in them. I'm an expert in what makes me right. But when it came to my glove, like I say, I got to an age of about 22, maybe 23, when people were interested in what I had to say, and I didn't have anything to say. I honestly just made stuff up on the spot because I wanted to sound, and I was so easily guided because I didn't have an opinion. Now I do. I know what feels right, and I know what doesn't feel right, but that only comes with age and experience. So I think I'm at the right point in my career to be doing stuff like that. We decided we really wanted to launch for a cup final, and that messed with my head. But I really wanted to do it because I wanted to wear them and have a huge impact. Cup final was in December. It was a Glasgow December. The weather was filthy, and I wore a new pair of gloves to the cup final.
Let me pass a pair over for you to have a look.
Yeah.
Are these the ones that you're talking about?
These are the ones. Greg did a great job at Kaliaaer, and we managed to get our heads in the game. You know, I loved my Nike gloves. Absolutely loved them. They fit me great. We worked on a version of our own. So I had 6 pairs of gloves that day. And I made the decision on the day. And I said to the guys, you know, Kenny and Greg, they were really understanding because I wasn't contracted. I was out of contract with Nike, so I was just using them because I like them. And I just said, I can't tell you what I'm going to do. I'll have to just feel it. Yeah, I went with it and we won, and then, you know, the rest was history. These are the last ones I wore.
For the last game?
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
On the gold as well?
Yeah.
Title winning ones.
They were literally for the last game.
Really?
One game only. I've literally not even thought about going to goal since May.
Yeah.
And here we are back in May.
Yeah,
That was the last time I had a pair of gloves on.
Tell me a little bit about these gloves. These are the ones that you wore to training. What do they mean to you?
These just make me smile because I wore these for 3 training sessions, and I wore them for a match. They just make me smile because luckily that ended well. I'd probably look at them completely differently if the last game didn't go how it went. And these will always be so special to me. So.
Right, mate. New glove time. What do you think compared to the old ones versus the new ones?
So obviously the madman in me likes that they're very similar because these were my babies.
Yeah.
We got these to a really good point
Yeah.
where they just felt perfect. So what we got here, so obviously the colours are mint, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see that nowadays.
Yeah. And you love a bright colour in terms of, I mean, obviously you can see the boots as well.
Yeah, I like white palms, kind of non-negotiable in my career when they started to change, and I loved it. I did like all the different colours, but
Yeah.
I always, when I went back to Celtic and I started working with Kaliaaer,
Yeah.
I just thought, why would I change something that I love?
I think it's hard to beat the cleanness of a white palm anyway.
Yeah.
It feels better. Joe Lewis is all about the black palm, but I think I'm with you.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of life, though, mate, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
we're each to their own, you
Yeah.
know? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just what feels good to me.
And I think the bit that always made me think of your gloves, whatever, through your whole career, was that little latex strap.
I can't come away from it. I've tried to flirt with the other ones and
Yeah.
changed a bit through here. I get it when pulling the glove on.
Yeah.
When you're gripping from here, you can rip a seam and stuff like that, and it can be really frustrating. So I love that these are more durable. And one thing now, I'm actually really excited now. I'm not relying on mine totally.
Yeah.
That I can be way more open-minded because there's definitely better gloves out there. Do you know what I mean? And the way that technology is changing, there'll be a better version for the modern day goalkeeper.
But I think that's you in a nutshell anyway. You have to innovate, you have to develop, you have to improve.
Yeah.
And taking that into these is exciting as well. Because I mean, even if you look at the old ones with the back zone and then these new ones that you've got here, you've got almost that kind of rubber injection bit on the back.
Yeah, I love
black
it.
One.
I love it, a bit of structure to them. There's definitely some science. Greg's gone through all the science and the strength it will give you in that kind of punch zone.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, you know, the way the balls are being whipped in, gone are the days of coming up, chipped ball, punching.
Yeah.
You're almost getting skims, little scuffs, just taking off people's foreheads.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with something a bit different.
Oh yeah, change it
I'm
up.
going to stick these on.
I love it. Right, I'll go with the white and pink then.
Right, love it.
Should we
Let's
go?
Yeah,
Let's go. Love it, mate. Set. Hands. Hands. Good lad. Hands, Joe. Shape, mate. Superb. Nice, mate. Pick. Shape. Good shape.
They've really learned how to reinforce. I get that there's loads of technology. You know, I can't sit here and lie. I don't understand a lot of the technology. Like I say, I'm very much a feel person. I put a lot of trust in the guys who are doing it. The durability, I think, is just so important, especially when it comes to selling to young goalkeepers and people who aren't professional. Because at the end of the day, it's really expensive. And if you want to do it properly, like no one goes in goal for a team at half measures. It doesn't matter whether it's school, Sunday league, playing five-a-side. If you're going in goal, you're going in goal to do a job.
Yes, Joe. Touch. Covered. Oh, it's a great touch, Joe. Basket. Set. Pick.
You know, I always talked about the strap, how I like my strap. Really old school, because I just wanted it really simple. They've been great in bringing on the technology and that, you know, because they've got different ways of doing things, and all people who are different ways of pulling the glove on. That can be actually one of the worst times, is pulling the glove on, especially if they're wet or if your hands are hot and they're expanded. Yeah, it's beautiful. But again, durability and the grip, understanding now the way the world works. You've got warm weather grip, you've got weathers in the cold, slippy, dry, and obviously I want my glove to cover all those bases. Oh, I haven't kicked myself in a while, yes. Seen a few scrapes and that, I haven't seen scrapes in ages. It's clean all the time, mate. Yeah.
Brand new mold.
Yeah. I want to feel it, man. I like that feeling. I was genuinely nervous to see, like, if my hands would move towards the ball.
Yeah.
And as soon as I knew they moved towards the ball, I could just get on with my stuff.
Rather than waiting for it.
Yeah, because, you know, I don't know if... Because I've never been injured, nothing. I've never had a period out, ever.
Yeah.
These are the new ones. I can't wait to put them on. I know it will take me right back to that mode where I want to be. Really compact. I like my gloves compact, my boots compact, my kit to fit nice, and then I can go and do business.
Are you ready to go? Ready to attack it?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.